I don't want to be eye level with you. You're my man. You need to be here and make me feel. When you hug me,
They can't do that.
I was wondering if you could make a video about women and how she dismisses them. She also treats short men or men who aren't tall in general. Although I suppose this is a unique instance of hypergamy, I find it odd that so many women place such a high value on bone length. I can't tell you how many dating profiles I've seen where women insist that potential suitors be tall before other qualities like kindness, motivation, confidence, or passion. Even a woman who is 5 feet 9 inches tall has stated that she only dates men who are 6 feet or taller. After that it said, "Sorry, shorties." Also, in another profile, a woman with a height of 5'2" said that being at least a foot taller than me doesn't hurt. And contrary to popular belief, neither of these women is particularly model-like. So, what's up with this strange obsession? And why is it rarely discussed in the mainstream? First and foremost, I must give it to you. I believe I now have an answer for you, as I've never really considered this issue. An online comment was located at the article's conclusion titled, "Women's Ugly Truth About Men." Short guys are out of the question. I don't have a problem with short men, except for the fact that I would die if my son were short for some reason, according to one of the women who left comments. I simply anticipate that my son will grow up to be a man much larger than his mother, who is approximately 5 or 4. This particular woman's remarks were as follows. Consider this. If a woman marries a short man, has children with him, and ultimately has a short son, how is that son supposed to care for his mother when she becomes too old and frail to care for herself? Mothers frequently treat their sons well while they are still young, because they anticipate that their actions will be repaid in some way in the future, acting as an insurance policy. Therefore, essentially, a short husband means a short son, making it more difficult for a woman when she reaches old age, particularly if they want a son to care for them after their husband has passed away. Conceivably to maintain her house and mow the lawn. That is only one perspective. Another factor that contributes to women's desire for tall men is their social status and success. There is scientific evidence to support the idea that tall people are more likable to the majority of society and are more likely to rise the corporate ladder and attain higher positions because it is easier for them. Because people consider height to be a sign of wealth, corporations enjoy having people who are attractive and tall around. Therefore, the likelihood of having access to resources and a better paying job increases with height. Women see height as status because other women will envy them if they are with a taller guy, and tall men are also desired by tall and short women. In addition, a tall person or person is more likely to have been raised in a household with abundant food, and in the past, larger men were more likely to survive fights with shorter men. These are just obvious characteristics of evolution. It appears that many women do not desire a short man or the smallest child. They would rather have a tall man, because they typically have larger muscles and are more physically able to perform all of a woman's requests. Tall men are generally considered to be stronger. They can move furniture, build houses, and work in the yard more easily. Another great comment that a man left in this article, and that I mentioned in the description, was, "Women can be superficial and seek the wrong qualities when looking for a mate." Other great comments included, "I want a man to tower over me. Additionally, I want to feel safe. Additionally, every short man they date has unattractive features, tells me that these women don't respect a man whose stature makes them want to be physically dominated. You will attract brutes if you reward men for their physical dominance. However, in my own life, I know many women who would rather date brutes than educated, honest men. Indeed, many educated women are seeking men who share their level of education. However, in recent times, I've noticed that the dumbest men have the most intelligent women. These men usually have the intelligence to do well-paying jobs like landscaping and construction, but they don't have the intelligence to figure out how women act. Could the belief that dumb men are easier to manipulate than intelligent men contribute to the female preference for tall, dumb brutes? Women claim that they want a smart man. Many of these tall men I meet frequently drive pickup trucks and have significantly lower intelligence. Maybe overweight women and short men are the same things. To make up for their short stature, short men may need to work on their personalities or earn more money. The media frequently portrays short men as needy and irrational. Many of us have seen George Costanza or Jason Alexander from Seinfeld as the best examples of short men. He is presented as an impulsive, crazy man rather than a desirable partner. He's portrayed as incompetent, unemployed, and having a bad upbringing for a lot of the show. But maybe that's not a fair comparison because Cosmo Kramer from Seinfeld is also tall, but he's just as crazy on that show. Danny DeVito is yet another successful short man in Hollywood. He was regarded as humorous for much of Hollywood throughout the 1990s and 1980s. Then there are short, attractive men like Tom Cruise, who stand just over 6 feet tall. Robert Downey Jr. is another A-list Hollywood actor who is also short. I think he is about 5 feet 8 inches tall. These days, even men under 5 feet 8 inches are considered short. It would appear that if a camera is pointed at men in Hollywood, they can get away with being movie stars and being short. When working with a camera, one of the first things you learned is about that. You instantly give the impression of being taller when you shoot up at someone. This is because your camera perspective is well suited for the viewer's perspective. Even he will appear short if you shoot down on someone who stands 6.5 feet tall. Regarding my own life, I have only ever been with one tall woman. The other people were at least 3 to 4 inches shorter than I was, but it wasn't her that didn't like that I was the same height as them. Because of our similar heights, her parents didn't think we looked good together. She appeared to be 2 inches taller than me when she wore heels. Her mother was the one who kept saying that I wouldn't be good for her. Would it be accurate to say that, so that she wouldn't have short grandchildren? Her mother essentially didn't want me to be her son-in-law. That seems to be true, in my opinion. Let me know what you think, anyway. This girl was very feminine and wore heels when I first met her. However, a few weeks later, she began acting bossy and stopped wearing makeup. I'm not even certain if I can use the word bossy anymore. Why didn't you inform me that you weren't yet the same height as shown in your profile? If a woman tells a lie about her weight on a dating site and meets a man on a date, then the majority of men probably won't be upset because it's expected of women to always say they weigh less on dating sites. Women have every right to make fun of them, but we don't because it seems like there is a double standard. I guess many of us are aware that women view us as resources, or that women should have tall men so that they can have tall children and have someone to care for them as they get older. I believe that, and that is the narrative that I will adhere to.